You might be thinking that work-life balance is not attainable, but you might just need a mindset shift on what work-life balance really means. Hi, I'm Amanda Purnell, coach with Glover U. You're probably wondering how I would be able to speak on this, what seems impossible to attain, work-life balance. I'm a working mom with 2 kids. Kelly is 10 years old and Charlie is 7 years old, and they are both very active in sports. I have a lot of responsibilities above and beyond selling real estate. As the director of operations for a real estate brokerage, along with coaching realtors and their operations staff, it can be tough finding where to draw the line between work ending and family life beginning. But once I wrapped my mind around this new work-life balance mindset and implemented the following boundaries, it all just clicked and my family couldn't be happier. The first thing you want to make sure that you're doing is taking care of yourself. Wait, what? Take time for myself? I already don't have enough time. Where am I going to find time for that? If you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot be your best when taking care of everyone else. Now, self-care will look a little different for everyone. What works for you may not work for me, and I'm not a meditation person. Some of my coaching clients love meditation, while for me, it's just time carved out to create more lists of things that I need to do in my head. This does not help when bringing my stress levels down. So it's important to first identify what things are going to work for you. This will take some trial and error. I have a few things I do to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. I read a few chapters of a book each week. This averages 5 minutes of reading a day. Once a week, I use an infrared sauna. I have a sauna blanket I use at home, and once in a while, I get out and go to a place called the Float Institute that's by my house. They have a walk-in infrared sauna. This is one of my favorites for self-care because I can't take my phone in there, so it's 45 minutes to unplug. I also love to figure skate, so once a week I go skating. Another way to make sure I'm taking care of myself is by meal prepping. I meal prep healthy foods for my lunches for the week. I also make sure I'm taking in and drinking enough water. For some of my coaching clients, they prefer to garden, go for walks or a run. Some have scheduled time at the gym each morning. It doesn't matter what your self-care activity is, as long as you're making time for yourself. Your body needs this fuel, and your family and your coworkers deserve the best of you and not the rest of you. The next tip I have is to be intentionally present. And by that, I mean be present where you are. This is a major mindset shift that will take some work. When you're at work, be mentally at work. So unless it's an emergency, like I'm getting a call from the school, I'm not answering my personal calls. My family knows I'm working as hard as I can and being super intentional with my time so that when I do leave work, I can leave on time and I can be home for them. They also know that when I'm at home, I will give them the same respect and not answer calls after hours. When I first meet with my clients, I explain to them up front what my working real estate hours are. I also suggest adding this to your voicemail greeting. For example, you have reached Realtor Amanda Purnell. Please note that my business hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., whatever fits with your business and your family. On Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon. Outside of those hours, I'm spending time with my family and will get back to you the next business day. I also set the standard for my clients that the only exception to this is if we're in a current offer negotiation. Outside of that, there are no emergencies in real estate. If the home is on fire, they need to call 911, not their realtor. Another boundary I have in place is with my friends. Most of us are working moms, so we each have an understanding that obviously calling each other in evenings is not ideal. We're usually in the middle of making dinner, bath time. So on my drive home from work is when I call my friends and talk with them on the phone. We have an understanding that when one of us pulls in the driveway, that our call is done, so that way both of us can walk in the home, not being on our phones. If I'm on the phone with a client, this may mean that I'm sitting in the car a few extra minutes to finish up that call. But no matter what, when I walk through that door into the house, I am not on my phone because that sets the tone for the evening. The kids are excited for me to be home, and they deserve my full attention when I walk through that door. While having these boundaries in place is great, if you're not going to work off of a schedule and stick to a schedule, none of this matters. Living off of a schedule in all aspects of your life lowers stress, ensures you're not going to miss something, or double book yourself. It also takes out all the guesswork of your life. This is why I live off of my schedule. This is how my schedule works. I have the same morning routine. Wake up at the same time each day. For me, that's 7 a.m. I then get ready for the workday, brush my teeth, get dressed. Then I head downstairs to make my coffee and grab my lunch. Then I'm saying goodbye to the kids and my husband, and I'm out the door and on my way to work. For the kids, it's waking up around 7:30. They head downstairs for breakfast, get ready for school, and then they leave for school drop-off at the same time each morning. Once I get to work, I schedule out my day, and I work off of a time block each day. Let me share what that looks like. I start with checking my emails, add in any pre-scheduled meetings. Then I add in anything that I need to work on from my emails and the time I need to allot to getting those tasks done. Then I fill in any blank space with projects that still need my attention, and that's what I work off for my day. Make sure that you also schedule in breaks, lunch, we all need to eat, time to just walk around the office and recenter yourself, and then be intentional with this time at work. As a mom and coaching some clients who are stay-at-home moms, some are caring for an elderly parent, we never know when we're going to get a call that pulls us away from work. So when we do have the opportunity for work, we need to make the most of it. You won't be able to play catch up the next day. So we need to act preemptively, knowing that at some point we will get one of those phone calls. It's inevitable. You need to be able to leave work and know that you've given it your all, and you can shut off work mode and switch into home life mode and be present for the loved one who needs our attention or our care. After school and work, I make sure to have dinners planned as much ahead of time as possible. On Saturdays, I plan my meals for the week. I take into account any days of sports. Let's be honest, those days consist of a pre-sports dinner in the van and then a second dinner once we get home. Those days are simple and quick meals. On Sundays, I do my grocery shopping. ClickList and any other online grocery shopping is a wonderful time saver. It also saves money because you're not going up and down each aisle. Getting enough sleep is another key aspect of staying healthy and developing a strong work-life balance. Our bedtime routine is the same each night. And not only do my kids have a bedtime, but I also have a bedtime that I stick to each night. After the kids go to bed at 8:30 for Charlie, 9 o'clock for Kelly, I have some time to spend with my husband, read a little bit, and then it's off to sleep around 10 p.m. We also have a family calendar on the fridge that we live off of. We have a saying in our house, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. We add in each person's sports, birthday parties, events, field trips, doctor's appointments, dinner with friends. This helps us so that way when one of us is asked if we're available or free this weekend, we know what's already on the calendar. Weekend routines in our family are a little bit different from our weekday routines, and yet we still have a plan going into the weekend of what is to come. On a rare occasion, we have a weekend with nothing on the calendar. For those weekends, I have learned through failing forward that communication is key. If I go into the weekend with a plan in my head and I don't communicate that with my husband, he will also have a plan to use that open space in the calendar. What are the chances that our plans in our heads are the exact same? 0. It's never going to happen. So I've put a boundary in place that come Thursday of that week, I ask him what his plans are for the weekend, and then I share mine so that way we can coordinate and allow space so that each of us can get something done on our to-do list. Even if that's a little extra self-care for me or watching sports while it's actually live for him. If you would like a copy of my exact schedule, click the link in the description. The next tip for a healthy work-life balance is to unplug and take vacations. This is something I struggled with early on in my career. I wanted to set the world on fire, show everyone that I could do everything at all times and never needed a day off. In reality, I was just burning myself out. No one was actually impressed that I wasn't taking time off. Your body and your mind need to unplug once in a while. So schedule out a day or even a weekend where you let everyone know that you will not have your phone on. Truly unplug. No social media, no calls. Plan a day at the beach, go for a bike ride, go camping with your family, get a massage, read some books that you started and never quite finished. These moments will help you ground yourself and foster a sense of balance. And take time to plan and schedule your vacations. I try to plan one long vacation a year and one long weekend vacation each quarter. We like to take a long weekend. I usually take Friday off or Monday off, and we'll go to a hotel with a water park in the winter. In the summer, we'll go camping for a long weekend. I have a work conference coming up in a week that will take place in Florida. The conference is 2.5 days, so we planned it out ahead of time. My husband and the kids are coming down to Florida with me. We will fly out the day before the event, stay at a really nice hotel on the beach, and we'll get a day together. I then will go to my conference for 2.5 days, and my husband and the kids can play and swim all day while I'm in the conference. Then we'll have our evenings together, and after my conference is over, we're staying an extra 2 days on the tail end, so that's getting us our full week. Vacations look different for every family. Just make sure that you set a goal and a plan for how many vacations you want to take for the year, the length of time they'll be, and get them on your calendar. Just like with anything, go into your vacation with a plan. Who's helping your clients see homes while you're gone? What will your availability be, if any? Also, make sure you communicate with your clients ahead of time that you will be on vacation so they're not surprised. If you must work while you're on vacation, make sure that you schedule that time out first thing in the morning and set a cutoff time. Then turn your phone off. Disconnecting while on vacation allows you to focus on reconnecting with your family and yourself. This recharges your soul and creates memories that will last a lifetime. Life gets crazy at times, and you may feel like you're just hanging on during this season of life. It's important to slow things down from time to time and savor the experience. Let go of the worry and the what ifs that are flying around in your mind. Live in the moment and appreciate the little joys of life. One way that I do this is by asking the kids after school, what was your favorite part of the day? Or what was one good thing about today? Another way we slow down and focus on being in the moment is by saying affirmations, which are simple positive statements. I say these with them as they help each of us, myself included, to remember that we are strong, we are able, we are confident, and we have got this. Keep in mind that finding balance is not about perfection, it's about progress. And that for every yes you say, you're saying no to something else. So if you say yes to working late, you're saying no to time with your family. If you say yes to taking that personal call during prospecting, you're saying no to a paycheck 90 days from now. You need to prioritize what you say yes to. Celebrate the small victories and give yourself grace during the moments of challenge. This will forever be a delicate balance, and as long as you're taking care of yourself first and putting these boundaries in place, you will be able to attain a healthy work-life balance that you can be proud of. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. And if you want more information on work-life balance, one-on-one coaching with me, or to schedule a free 15-minute coaching session, you can click my Calendly link in my description.